everybody, and welcome on into Sidelines, presented by Visit Potter Tioga. I'm Drew Patrick. On today's episode, we talk sprint football's dramatic weekend, we talk field hockey's dramatic win last Wednesday, plus we re-meet a familiar face as the new assistant track and field coach. Welcome back to Sidelines. Let's talk football now. As joining me here at the desk, we have Audie McElray and DeAndre Andrews. Thank you both so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
So this past week, Friday Night Lights, heading up to Cornell and getting a victory in that one. Offense, defense, kind of what was the key to success in that game?
Just executed, really. Did what we practiced all week. Took advantage of the stuff we needed to take advantage of and got it done.
And on the defensive side, everyone kind of figured that we needed to lock in and really work as a one moving machine, get all the gears moving and everything.
So with that opponent and with another road trip, you've been on the road a lot this year thus far, but this week, of course, is a home contest and homecoming. And there's a lot of other things going on during that. You have the Butsco breakfast that morning. You got the game. Brand new to you, Dre. You're used to this. Yeah. So kind of, what are kind of the things you guys have to do as the seniors and as the leaders of this group to really let the younger guys kind of adapt to the chaos that also is around this game?
We try to keep everyone humble together. We try to just keep everyone focused. Like, we have a game today. There's a lot going on. There's, it's homecoming, parades, things like that, but we kind of just think we have a game. We have to be focused. There's an opponent in front of us, and we're just trying to get the championship, honestly.
And then going quickly back to this past game, 3 touchdowns on the ground for you. It was the come-out show here for you in the CF. What worked? What were some of the things that clicked running on the ground, getting that little flip pass to there? What worked?
I think that we all just worked together. The offensive line did excellent, played great. So every time I got the ball, I really just got to pick and choose where I wanted to go. And if you get to play like that, we're going to move the ball wherever we want to go.
And Dre, before the game, you said you wanted that interception and you got that. What did you see on that play and what led to getting that pick?
I was more reading my guys with my coverage and everything. I saw that everyone was covering their sides well, and so I can kind of just float in the middle. And then as I was looking at the quarterback, he looked in that middle field, and I was like, yeah, this is it. And once he threw it up, I was like, this is it. This is the one right here.
But to have a game that things are clicking well and to be able to kind of have a good time on the side, not be too, obviously staying focused, but not be too,
uptight.
Determined. Yeah, that's a good word for it. But what does kind of that do for the confidence of this team?
It keeps everyone moving. It keeps everyone, like you said, it just keeps everyone having fun. And the more fun you're having, the easier things are going. You're not thinking as much. There's less stress on everyone. Everyone's bringing each other's morale up. It's good. You're a little gritty on the sideline. It's hype. Loving that.
But to be able to feed off each other, offensive, defensive, really doing well this game, how much does that help? And that's a kind of a thing that people don't really talk about a lot, how much you feed off one another. What do you see and how do you feed off each other?
Well, the way that the defense has been playing, it's so easy to just be on the sideline knowing that I'm about to go back out there in 4 plays. So it just takes stress off of you being an offensive player and just go do what you're supposed to do.
And we just like to keep a lot of competition with ourselves, honestly. We're like, all right, we're going to get this stop real quick, offense, to see if you can go score real quick. We'll keep a short field on you, and then Sid, go throw a touchdown or something. And then we're going to see.
Yeah, it's always nice to have that little friendly competition. Makes it the game inside the game with each other.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So also with that, Audie, I have to ask, there's a group of you from Emory, Texas, all came up here. First of all, how good is it to enter college football and enter college not very close to home, but with a lot of people from home?
It wasn't as hard as you would think, which we all grew up together, so it made it a lot easier. But we're having a good time. We like it up here, so.
Yeah, the longest trip probably of anyone on the team who has to make to go to school here. Dre, and being one of the senior leaders on this team, really with a large group of young people that come in thoroughly, on the defensive side, seeing what they do on the offense, what is your role then this year as a leader for this group of young players?
Just try to keep everyone's head straight. Like obviously everyone wants to win a chip. That's what we really want to do. But it's keeping everyone focused in and honed in. Like we're all brothers. We're all a team at the end of the day. So if I can make life on campus and off campus, outside of the team and inside the team easier for the youngers, so they want to come back, they want to keep that tradition of morale and familyhood together, then it makes it so much easier for us.
And of course, to that aspect, of course, you had a season that was taken away because of COVID, being able to come back and especially, not to dwell on last year, but especially ending with an injury last year, but to be able to come back and have this extra season, what has that been like for you?
It feels good. It really does. It's like a second chance of being able to take those chances I didn't do before. Those little opportunities where I could have said something during this practice. Well, now I want to say something because I want a different outcome than before. It's really nice. I'm really glad about it. It's a blessing in disguise.
And as a freshman, to see these seniors who have gotten that extra chance, knowing that you probably had to fight with the high school too, so you know what it's like kind of fighting to have that season where they had lost it. But what do you do to kind of lean on the seniors, lean on the people who've been here?
Well, I mean, like we go to practice, they're always the ones that are hyping us up, getting us ready. Like it's practice, but they're still getting us ready. Like they're always just those people that we can lean on. Like every time in the locker room, on the bus, on the field, before the game, after the game, always guys that we can go talk to about anything. You ever worried about anything? You ever need anything? Like that was just a brotherhood that we got the day we showed up.
So the opponent this week, St. Thomas Aquinas. It's an interesting team this year, tricky team this year. What are some of the things you expect? Obviously, it's Monday, so maybe you haven't had the chance to really break down that team Monday when we're recording. But what are some of the things you've seen from that team and the expectations for you guys in this game?
We're expecting to play a lot better than we did last week. We feel like even though last week was a win, it was a sloppy one. So we feel like we didn't play to our fullest potential. So hopefully during homecoming and all the alumni are there, everyone can see the real Mansfield team that we really are.
I feel the same way. I feel like this week we can go out there and make it a happy day in Mansfield, PA.
Yeah, it's homecoming. Obviously, it'll be the crowd. That first game of the season, there was a big crowd. What is it like? Like, what does that do for your confidence level to have the support of pretty much the entire county is coming out to this game, but have that Mansfield support?
Feels good. Even just hearing like someone say "Go your number" or like just go MU or something, it feels so good just to be on there and like I have someone supporting me. Someone's like I have that little backup. So you want to play a little better for them. Maybe you want to like show off a little bit, just a little bit.
For sure.
And to have like that specifically, I know offense, like you want the quiet and you want to be able to do your stuff, but hear the cheering for the plays, where it's very different on the defensive side. You want to hear them throughout the entire play.
Yeah.
So then how do you gauge like what kind of a benefit when the crowd is loud, when the crowd is ruckus, what kind of a benefit does that give the defense?
It makes it a lot harder for the offense to hear each other, so they can't communicate as well. So like defense, we're gonna use our signals, we use our signs. There's that little, not telepathy, but that little connection that we kind of have. It's like, all right, this is what's gonna happen. For offense, it's kind of like we want to disrupt that. We don't want you to be comfortable. We want to make you as uncomfortable as possible when you're on the field.
And then kind of the low roar that goes when you're running and you start to break towards that end zone, you hear that roar. How does that wave then feel for you?
Oh, it's just tunnel vision. And you just hear it, and it's the best feeling in the world. It has to be.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you guys both so much. Happy homecoming to you, and looking forward to this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Welcome back to Sidelines. Let's talk field hockey. As joining me here at the desk, August Lewis, Hannah Myers. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us.
So this past week, kind of an exciting week, had battled opponents with numbers in front of them all week. Let's go back to Wednesday. Quite the game, quite the weather. A game against a ranked team. What against Kutztown? And a win there. What was said kind of before the game to get everyone ready and everyone calm and ready to approach this game?
I think we definitely knew what we needed to do, and the locker room was pretty hyped beforehand. Lots of dancing, lots of singing, and that was the biggest thing. We knew that they were ranked, but we knew that we were capable of beating them, and we ended up doing that for sure.
And I think one of our goals was obviously to beat Kutztown. And I think knowing that and everyone had that determination and that want, which also helped push everybody in the beginning of the game.
A very solid team. In August, you had to make some laying out type saves in that game. Is there a thing that kind of goes through your mind during that moment to be like, all right, I got to lay out for this one? Or do you feel like it's just instinctual?
I think it's just with my instincts. I don't really think about anything. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, look, that worked. I had to see everyone's faces. I'm like, all right, that was good. And we could just move on to the next.
What kind of comfort level does it give you then defensively to know that you have someone behind you? You've been very fortunate in your career here, but to have someone behind you who you know, if something gets past you, you trust them to be able to make the save.
Oh yeah, it makes things so much easier for me having August back there because I have so much confidence in her, and it makes me so much more confident knowing that she always has it and she's ready for it. And even with having like Riley and Maddie on either side of me, like I have such a strong group back there, and just her saves are amazing to watch when it happens. Like, it's fantastic.
And then I guess the same question kind of vice versa, to know that you have a solid defensive line right in front of you.
Yeah, I've been grateful since I've been here. I never have to worry, and they're always like, they always have my back. If I want to go up all the way in the top of the circle, I know I have Hannah, Riley, or Maddie back there. Even in corners, they have my posts. Like if I do miss one, Hannah always has a defensive save, or Riley does. So I'm very lucky in that.
So that game, that opponent, Hannah, kind of walk me through that. That second goal was a corner play. You had that first whack at it to try and get the deflection. What did you see there, and what kind of was the game plan for that corner?
Yeah, that corner was very well practiced. We ran through it quite a lot at the corner practice the day before. We knew the turf was going to be wet, so that's usually really good for my sweeps and everything. And we had planned that one, and we've been working on a lot with like Alex getting in there, like the pads position, putting their stick down to ramp it up, and Sarah May placed it perfectly, and then I had a nice whack at it, and Alex got the tip on it, which was amazing.
So getting that win, getting the kind of the monkey off the back, and that win specifically against that team, what does that do for the confidence of everyone and the confidence of the team, defensively being able to shut out that team? What is kind of the confidence level after a game like that?
It's definitely huge, like cool down in the locker room after we were all so excited. It's amazing to beat the number 4 ranked team in the nation. Like, that's fantastic for us. And we knew that we can hold our own in this conference, and we are just at the same level as everyone else, if not better.
Yeah, I definitely think it helped boost our confidence, and that we beat the number 4 team. We know we could beat any team if we have our game on. And I think that just like definitely like reassurance that we could.
And then this past Saturday, obviously not the result we wanted, but what are some of the things you can kind of take away from that game going forward?
Yeah, I think we let a lot of things get to us, the weather, the calls, different things like that, the other team. And that's something we have to really keep in mind, controlling the controllables, as we always say in the locker room, and just working together as a team. I felt we were a bit disconnected maybe in that game, and we didn't score as early as we needed to kind of give ourselves that proper momentum that we needed. So with this whole week now before Kutztown, we have a whole week before we go, then we know what we need to work on and things like that.
Yeah, definitely not the outcome we wanted. We're lucky, it was just 1-0, which isn't too bad, but still we definitely wanted to come out with a win, especially our first conference game. So I think now we know, after the game, we realized what we need to do individually and as a team, and we have 5 days to work on it until we see Kutztown. So I know we'll be prepared by then.
Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned that game this upcoming weekend. Quite the quick turnaround from going against one team, having one game in between, and then all of a sudden you're seeing them again. Kutztown, the opponent again. Knowing that it's still kind of fresh in the memory of that Golden Bears team, what are you guys going to have to do to try and repeat what you did last Wednesday?
I think we're going to have to do what we did against them and more, because we had a really great, solid defensive game, obviously a shutout, and we just played so well there, but offensively, we weren't as strong with it. Like that one goal and then the one corner goal, we only had one corner. So just adding that will give us a bigger lead, hopefully, and a bit more comfortable, because that second half was long, trying to keep that lead for sure.
Yeah, I agree with Hannah. For our defensive corners, we did good and shut them down every time, and we need to keep doing that for this upcoming game Saturday, but also have a more offensive push and be able to score, hopefully in the first 5 minutes is our goal, so hopefully then.
Is there a mindset thing also that you have to do, knowing that they have now circled this game because they feel like you gave them their first loss on the season? Is there something mentally that you guys have to do, or do you even kind of focus on that aspect, that you know that they're going to come in with an even more hunger than they did the last time?
Yeah, they're definitely going to be looking for revenge, and we know that we wanted the same revenge against IUP, even though it didn't work out. But they're not a team that likes to give up very easily, and we know that. So us working super hard against that, and we need to beat them, because we will.
Yeah, I think since we already beat them, we just want to make sure we beat them again, so they know that that wasn't just a fluke or anything. So I think we'll be fine this weekend.
Well, should be a fun weekend. You have that whole week to prepare for this game, and thank you guys both so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks
thank
for
you.
having us.
And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere.
Pride and passion drives the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. From 55 NCAA championship teams, 294 individual national champs, and counting. Who's next? Make the PSAC yours. PSAC Proud is winning in athletics and in the classroom. Over 3,100 PSAC student athletes are honored as scholar athletes. It's a perfect mix of athletics and academics. It's time to make the PSAC yours.
Welcome back to Sideline. Let's re-meet a familiar face here. The new assistant track and field coach at Mansfield University, Donovan Cook. Don, welcome back.
Thank you.
So obviously that step from athlete to coach is a big step. What are kind of the keys, and what have you taken away thus early in this process that really have prepared you to be a coach, you feel?
So last year I did a lot of work with Coach Johnson just to learn about what we've talked about this, me becoming an assistant coach. So we just practiced and worked on finding things that I could do well. I took a couple of classes over the summer to prep me and knowing the right workouts, when to do the workouts, when to be in the weight room. So I've done a couple things to prepare myself.
There's a couple of things that come with then coming back to your alma mater here for The first one that you're going to have to deal with is the returners going from seeing you as a teammate to seeing you as a coach. What is kind of the challenge there, and what are kind of the things that you do in that case to try and get that different kind of a relationship?
I mean, it's definitely, it's a little awkward, you know, especially because I've known Sean for 6 years now. It's weird to tell him, okay, I'm no longer the Don that you've known for the past 6 years. Now I am Coach Cook. Like, but as of right now, everybody's seeming to be able to respect that I'm no longer the student. I'm now the guidance in order to make sure everybody's better.
And do you think that'll be kind of an easy transition because of the fact that you were the leader, like you were the captain of this team last year, and they already kind of saw you, a lot of newcomers saw you in a leadership role. Do you think, how do you make that easy on them, that mindset?
Listen, as long as everybody respects me, that's the easiest way to go for it, you know. I said we've already had talks with all the returners to make sure we already established a base, that I'm no longer the friend. Yeah. Now I'm the coach.
And then the other thing with alma mater is the fact that the pride that you have your alma mater. You were here. You've said you wanted to help grow this program. What are the steps you have to make to live out that dream, to help improve this program?
I'm not quite sure yet. You know, I'm taking it day by day, one step at a time. I'm getting a lot of help from the faculty. So, I mean, we're taking it day by day.
So what has been early on in this process kind of the biggest kind of challenge to get used to?
To just learn. I have a lot of learning to do, especially because we're looking for a head coach. So there's a lot of learning that I would have gotten from a head coach that I have to learn by myself now. But I mean, like I said, I'm taking it day by day. We'll get there. We will get there.
So early in the practices you have been able to attend, what have been some of the things that have stood out to you, and kind of the things you've caught, maybe either newcomers or returners, or what have been some of those things that have stood out?
So, not gonna lie to you, we haven't had practice yet. Our first practice is today, so next time I'm here, I definitely will be able to answer that question. Can't quite answer it just yet.
So, I mean, in that vein, though, then what are some of the things you expect in your first practice coming up here?
As far as I know, they have been working out, so hopefully we have a little base. But I mean, I'm going in here just to prep a base and to get us ready for indoor. I mean, there's not much more than that.
Yeah, that moment of truth, this first day of practice, you're going to see if they did their summer work or not. Absolutely. I mean, what are some of the things too, getting ready for that indoor season, that you're kind of looking forward to with this group? You know a lot of what a lot of these kids are capable of because you were here last year. What are some of the things you're looking forward to?
Well, we have more people this year than we did last year, so I'm looking forward to these relays. That is going to be a really fun part because we didn't have enough pieces to do a bunch of the relays last year. So now that we have more pieces and some really good athletes, I think with some more development, we're going to have some really good relays. And
then touching on that thing, your goals, your specific kind of goals, either for the team or for you as the coach here, what are they for this upcoming year?
To learn. To learn. Hopefully we get a head coach and I can learn under them. But as of right now, just learn. I need to be able to learn the athletes' bodies. I need to learn what they can and cannot do. And that's it. I really don't have any big goals for the year. Well, I'm looking forward to going. Good luck with practice here today. It should be good. And thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere. That's going to do it for this show, folks. To stay up to date on all things Mansfield Athletics, head over to GoMounties.com. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.